Hello everybody, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. The scheme that we are covering today it is PM Vishwakarma scheme. It was launched back in 2013 in September only. And what are the important details we have to understand? It was recently in news in October only, so that is why it becomes very important to understand this particular scheme, and we are going to understand all about it. But before that, here's an announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide to all the queries that you must be having regarding the organization you would want to join. For example, if you want to know about RBI, NABARD, SEBI, everything has been comprehensively covered here, along with what will be your role in the organization once you join it as a certain designation. After that, I'm sure that you would want to know about the recruitment process. How many phases are there? What is the eligibility criteria? What is the age criteria? And other things, for example, syllabus, what are the cutoff trends that's been going on in the examination and whatnot. Everything, whatever question that you have in your mind, everything has been comprehensively covered in these e-guidebooks. And let me tell you, these are free of cost, so do not miss the opportunity. You can find the link to these e-guidebooks from the link in the description box. Now let's start off with the scheme, okay? And why are we studying? Because in 13th October only, as we discussed, this was launched in September only, and on 13th October this particular scheme was in news, where the government, the officials are aiming to push this particular scheme, Vishwakarma scheme, in Punjab, Haryana and UT of Chandigarh for speedy implementation. Okay, so why is it need? Like, we are speedily implementing it. So what are the things, all the importance we are going to understand, right? But before understanding about the scheme, so we have by now, I hope you have an idea that here we are helping Vishwakarmas with the financial conditions, right? But what is actually who is a Vishwakarma? This first we have to understand, right? So a Vishwakarma can be understood as a artisan, okay? The person can be an artisan or can be a craftsman who basically they make whatever thing they make, they are engaged in, they make with their hands, with the help of their hands, or they may use some tools, hand tools, to make them. Okay, so those are known as your Vishwakarma. Okay, government, they have identified such 18 kind of jobs which will come under the scheme, which will be called Vishwakarma. You need not to remember all 18 of them, but to give you a few examples. For example, a goldsmith, okay? For example, a washerman, for example, a blacksmith, for example, a carpenter, tailor. These are some of the many, like 18 examples which will come under the PM Vishwakarma scheme. So Vishwakarma is any person who can be an artisan or craftsman, but they work with their hands and they might use some tools. Okay, so under the scheme, the aim is to uplift them. All right, so this is the basic aim about it. But now let's understand in details. All the information are important. The launch year of this scheme is this only, September 2023. However, the scheme was in news for before that also, but officially the launch was done on 17th of September 2023. Okay, this will fall under the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Why so? Because we have understood, see, ultimately this is their job, their way of earning, right? So that is why, to make them more formal, to expand their business, that is why they have been come under the scheme. A scheme has been introduced for them, and that is why Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise will take care of it. Okay, however, this is the implementing, or the, you can say, the implementing ministry, but this scheme will be co-implemented with other ministries as well. What does it mean? Like, the main ministry under which this particular scheme will come, which will look for the administration and implementation, everything, that will be the major, the ministry will be Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Okay, however, it will be co-jointly implemented along with the Ministry of MSME. It will be jointly implemented with the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and Development of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance. Okay, along with this, so this is the main ministry. However, these other ministries will also help to boost the scheme, to get the people benefit out of it. Okay, so this is the basic. Now let's understand the aim. So aim is to provide benefit to Vishwakarmas, to provide them them with the opportunities so that they can take loan, to provide them with skills, to provide them with proper tools so that they can actually expand their business. Okay, so this is the aim, to provide benefits. Currently what happened, because they were not actually, there was no certain identification or recognition of Vishwakarmas. Because of that, they were, the government had not come up with exclusive schemes for them, and because they are not exclusively taken care of, they were kind of, even if the government did not had intentions, but they were being ignored, right? That is why complete scheme has come up for them, so that they can get the benefits. Okay, and these Vishwakarmas, who will get the benefit? Who are either self-employed, means they are doing their family traditional business, or they intend to set up their small ventures. Okay, so it is for the one who are either currently then doing their own business, they are currently in their family traditional business, or maybe they would want to set up a small venture, but for that they require money, right? They would require loan. So everything will be taken care under this. Currently the financial outlay, because this will require money, if they have to be provided with loan, or maybe skill development, or maybe proper tools, they would require money, right? So government has come up with the financial outlay of 13,000 crore for this particular scheme as of now. Now who will pay this money? Will it be distributed between center or state, or will center will fully take care of that? Okay, so this is a centrally, this is a centrally sector scheme. What does it mean? That it is 100% funded by the central government. Okay, centrally sponsored schemes are the one where the center and the state, they have their share. Okay, so it is a centrally sector scheme, and tenure, currently it has been said that the government will aim that till 27-28 the upliftment of Vishwakarmas is done. If not, then maybe they would extend, but currently it is still 27-28 for 5 years tenures. 13,000 crore central government will pay for this particular scheme. And there's a tagline also that has been attached. It is Samman is basically respect. How do you give respect to someone? By recognizing them, right? So Samman, Samarthya and Samriddhi. Okay, Samarthya means capability, so basically here skill development will be done, so Samarthya will be provided, and Samriddhi is your wealth. So ultimately all this thing has been done for their upliftment, for their wealth, right? So this is the tagline of this particular scheme. Now objectives, the first major objective is to first at least recognize the artisans and craftsmen, so that later on there can be schemes that can be implemented for them, there can be programs that can be run for them, right? So the very most important thing that under the scheme will be done is recognition, and 18 such sectors have been identified. Okay, another thing is about skill development. There's no question that they don't have skill, right? This is something they are doing traditionally, but in line with what is required now, right? By making them suitable for training opportunities also. For example, if I want to set up a new venture, okay, I want to go for example, I want to be a tailor, right? Or I want to be a goldsmith, blacksmith, but I don't have that skill, right? Or maybe my skills are not that good, right? So skill upgradation will be done, means your skills will be refined so that it is in line with what is consumers need, right? Then apart from that, support for better and modern tools. Of course, all these, as we looked at previously also, they require some tools, right? So some to provide them with modern tools, because they must be using something that is traditional, right? But new tools have been have now come, but those are expensive, right? So to help them have modern tools, because these tools will, of course, it will enhance their capability, it will enhance the productivity of them, right? And also the quality of the product, right? So this will also be done. Apart from that, so here we have discussed that how they can expand their business, right? Or they can have a small venture, but how that can be done? It can be done with the easy access to the collateral free credit, means here loan they can take. Okay, they don't have to hassle much to take loan to have their own venture. Okay, and this loan that they will get, very important is there, it is collateral free. Collateral free is what? Basically what happens, whenever you take loan, you have to in return provide some asset, that if you are not able to pay back the loan, the bank will take up the asset which is equivalent to how much loan you have taken, right? But you can understand that Vishwakarmas might not have some asset with them, right? On behalf of which or exchange of which they can take loan, right? So that is why it is being said that they can get loan under the scheme collateral free. Okay, and along with that, reduce the cost of credit. What does it mean? Whenever you go for loan, right? So the percentage that is charged, the interest that is charged on the loan, it is very high. It can be your 10%, 11%, it can be as high as 13%, right? Now you can understand that they are not able to pay back this much percentage, right? So here the government will help with the interest subvention also. What does it mean? Some part of the interest of the loan will be paid by government. Okay, so here the cost of credit is also reduced for them. Apart from that, here digital transaction is also promoted by government. So here the incentive will be given. How much is the incentive? We'll look at further. I'll just tell you a little bit. For every month 100 transaction, they will get rupee 1 each. Okay, so rupees 100 monthly they can earn if they promote the customer to have digital transaction, right? Apart from that, देखो whatever things are being made by the Vishwakarmas, if they're making at a decent scale, they can even market it for the better value, right? So that is why for marketing linkage and promotion also government will help under this PM Vishwakarma scheme. So these are the objectives. Now who are eligible under this, right? So first of all, we have to understand who are the Vishwakarmas that we have understood, right? Any artisan of craftsmen working with hands and tools, these are the Vishwakarmas identified. 18 traits that we have understood has been identified, right? And also they should be engaged with some family based traditional traits, right? Because such skill, they are being passed on from family to family only, that we understand, right? And in unorganized sector is basically, a small scale business that happens. There is no particular company rules that are there. There is not much proper care of the labor rights are being taken care of. These are the unorganized sector, right? So anybody who is a craftsman, artisan, who works with tool and hands, and can be engaged either in the family tradition or in any unorganized sector, or can be in a self-employment means I'm doing my own business, right, at a small scale, of course, right? So all these are eligible. So any Vishwakarma of this 18 identified traits are eligible. Minimum age, because here skill development will be done, loan can be taken, so and marketing promotion will be done. So here the minimum age has been considered 18 years. Okay, that whenever you register yourself to get the benefit, you should be minimum of 18 years. Okay, should be engaged in trade concerned at date of registration. What does it mean? The 18 trades that have been identified by the government under the scheme, the person should be engaged with that. Okay. Apart from that, there is also one thing, that if in past 5 years the person has already taken credit or loan under similar schemes, okay, then they are not eligible. For example, if somebody has already taken under the employment generation program or under the PM Swanidhi Mudra scheme in last 5 years, okay, they are not eligible under the loan. However, there is one exception that has been done. It's been said that if under Mudra scheme or Swanidhi scheme, if you have fully repaid the loan, then in that case you are eligible. ठीक है, अगर पहला का लोन fully repaid कर दिया है, then the person is eligible. Okay, in PMEGP I've already made a session, and there we have understood that how they are being trained and they are being given stipend, and then they're giving opportunities, right, to move ahead and work. So they are already provided with some skills, right? And money also to actually implement the skills they have taken, right? So that is why if in past 5 years they've already taken loan under that, then they are not eligible. Okay, but as a Mudra or Swanidhi beneficiary, if you have fully repaid the loan, then you are eligible. Okay, another thing that we have to keep in mind, and very important, is that in a family only one member can avail loan for this. Okay, can take benefit of this particular scheme, not all the members. Okay, and when we say one member of a family, so what is a family? A family identifies as husband, wife and unmarried children. उसको family बोलते हैं. ठीक है, इसमें not more, like if it's a joint family and there are two अगर दो brother and they have their family, so that it will be considered two different families. So this is another thing. And of course, if somebody is engaged in government services, anybody of the family member is engaged in government services, that those are not eligible under the program. ठीक है, अब these are the things that we have understood, that okay, for getting into the scheme, these are the criteria that are required. But how it will be identified? There are some criteria. First of all, देखो e-shram portal है. There is one e-shram portal where all the unorganized sector, MSME sector, people, they can upload their identity there. Okay, this will help the government to organize and to provide them with the benefits that they can have. ठीक है, so e-shram database को primary it will be used to identify the beneficiaries. Okay, but it cannot be the case that all Vishwakarma Vishwakarmas are have enrolled themselves in this particular portal, right? So in such case, what will be done if anybody is not covered in the eShram database? In such case, they can make online application through the common service centers, okay, that are there in their districts, okay. So this is for them. Another is enrollment of beneficiaries will be done by 3-step verification. Means it will be properly verified that if the person who claims to be a Vishwakarma and it comes under the 18 traits that have been identified the government, do the Vishwakarma come under that or not? ठीक है, तो इसके लिए proper 3 वे आपका classification किया जाएगा. And this is not important to remember. ठीक है, जैसे verification होगा ग्राम पंचायत लेवल में, ULB लेवल में. Why? Because ULB is your urban local body. Because here these craftsmen, no matter if they are in rural area or in the urban area, all are eligible under the particular scheme. ठीक है. Next is about the key components. अब क्या कुछ components है इसके? First of all, recognition. We have understood the primary objective of Vishwakarma scheme is to recognize Vishwakarmas, right? So how it will be done? How they will be recognized? They will be recognized by providing a certificate to them or a ID card to them, right? So that they have this identity, they have this proof that they are Vishwakarma, they are eligible for the scheme and they can avail all the benefits. ठीक है. Apart from that, because their skill upgradation will be done, this also we have understood a little bit, okay. How this skill upgradation will be done? पहले उनका skill assessment होगा, like it depends, right, how much they already have, the skills that they have. Then basic training will be done, that will be of 5 to 7 days. For example, if it is a washerman, they will be trained like how they can properly, without wearing and tearing of clothes, how they can wash them, right? Similarly for tailor, 5-7 days. Goldsmith, anybody, the category that we have already understood, right? Basic training will be done of 5 to 7 days, right? After that, and you have to keep in mind that here we are not providing them with the skill, we are sharpening the skills, right? We are upgrading the skills. After 5 to 7 days, the person can avail loan up to 1 lakh rupees. Means if any Vishwakarma identified under the scheme, if they have done training, basic training, after that they can avail loan of 1 lakh. And if they have taken training, advanced training, after that, like if they have already availed 1 lakh, they can go for 2 lakh rupees. What does it mean? It means, it means that if any Vishwakarma has done basic training, they can go and avail 1 lakh of loan, and if they have done advanced training, they can further go for 2 lakh rupees. ठीक है. Training stipend of 500 days, 500 per day. What does it mean? देखो, here training period is 5 to 7 days, advanced training is 15 days or more, right? And they have a skill, right? But they are sharpening their skills, and of course the product will be made out of it, right? And if they had done their own business, they might have earned some money, but they are here for training, right? For that purpose, 500 per day in the training period will be given by the direct beneficiary transfer, ठीक है, to the account of the beneficiaries. Apart from that, once everything is done, like they have taken the training, and of course we have understood Vishwakarmas are the one who work with the hands, with the tools, right? So in such cases, toolkit incentive will be given. Toolkit means for modern tools, this kit will be provided up to rupees 15,000. Means the tools up to 15,000 rupees will be provided to buy new tools, so that they can now, if they want to have their own small venture, now they have proper tools also, and skill, of course, it has been already been upgraded by the training, right? Now here this toolkit of up to rupees 15,000 will be given through e-rupee or e-vouchers. What does it mean? It means, देखो, training के period में we were providing directly the money, but in case of, you don't know, right? Because here the government wants them to uplift, so they are providing 15,000 rupees for buying the toolkit. But what if any Vishwakarma does not do so, right? That is why here no money will be provided to them, but vouchers will be provided to them, and these vouchers can get converted only in certain specific centers assigned by the government, and from these vouchers only and only tools can be bought, okay. And this has been done so that misuse of money cannot take place. There are some further components also that we have to understand. देखो, ये हमने समझ लिया, incentive will be given for digital transaction, right? Rupees 1 per 100, not per 100, for every transaction till 100 up to maximum of 100 rupees 1 will be given. So 100 rupees can be earned more, and we have also understood the objective was to have them market, right, proper market. So that is why marketing support will be given by National Committee for Marketing. How it will be done? By providing them a quality certificate, because if somebody have this quality certificate, of course they can charge more money, right? And their proper branding can be done so that they have proper platform, right? And also onboarding them to the e-commerce platform. ठीक है, अब हमने ये सारी बात कर दी, अब बात करनी है कि किसकी, क्रेडिट सपोर्ट की। अब कितना पैसा मिल रहा है, तो हमने समझ लिया है कोलेटरल फ्री है, दिस वी हैव अंडरस्टूड कोलेटरल फ्री है। हाउ मच विल बी गिवन? अप टू 3 लाख, लाइक इन टोटल वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। हाउ अप टू 3 लाख? बिकॉज 1 लाख विल बी गिवन आफ्टर बेसिक ट्रेनिंग, ठीक है, ये लिखा हुआ है, ये वाला सेम लाइन है, ठीक है। सो आफ्टर बेसिक ट्रेनिंग 1 लाख कैन बी अवेल्ड, एंड आफ्टर योर सेकेंड एडवांस ट्रेनिंग, सेकेंड ट्रेनिंग, ये आपकी जो सेकेंड लोन है एडवांस ट्रेनिंग है, आफ्टर दैट यू कैन अवेल 2 लाख। सो इफ यू लुक एट ओवरऑल हाउ मच यू कैन अवेल, you can avail overall 3 lakh, ठीक है। अब if you have taken loan you have to give it back as well, right? So how much time duration has been kept? If you have taken 1 lakh rupees, in such case you have to pay back that in 18 months, okay? And if you have taken this 2 lakh rupees, this 2 lakh you have to give back in 30 months, ठीक है। This is the time duration that you have to, in which you have to pay back the loan, ठीक है। अब वी हैव अंडरस्टूड, वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड दैट ओके लोन्स विल बी प्रोवाइडेड विच विल बी कोलैटरल फ्री, एंड रिडक्शन ऑफ द कॉस्ट विल ऑल्सो बी देयर, राइट? सो व्हाट इज दिस रिडक्शन ऑफ द कॉस्ट दैट इज देयर? सो कंसेशन रेट ऑफ 5%, व्हाट डज इट मीन? देखो आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू दैट दैट द बैंक्स दे कैन चार्ज 10%, 11%, 13%, अप टू दिस मच लाइक दे कैन चार्ज, ठीक है। गवर्नमेंट हैज सेड टू द बैंक्स दैट यू टेक ओनली 5% फ्रॉम द पर्सन, फ्रॉम द beneficiary, and rest we will pay up to 8%. what does it mean? for example देखो 8% तक गवर्नमेंट दे दिया, ठीक है। so if I as a beneficiary has gone to a particular bank and I took the loan, and the interest that they are charging me is 10%, so 5 will be given by me only, right? And how much is left? Out of 10 how much is left? 5% is left, ठीक है। तो दिस 5% विल बी गिवन बाय विच, बाय होम? दिस विल बी गिवन बाय द गवर्नमेंट, ठीक है, क्योंकि 8% तक वो देगी। सिमिलरली मान लो 13% है, ठीक है, 13% में 5% इज बीइंग टेकन, इज बीइंग गिवन बाय द बेनिफिशियरी, सो हाउ मच इज लेफ्ट? 8% एग्जैक्ट बचेगा। दिस विल बी गिवन बाय होम? दिस विल बी गिवन बाय योर गवर्नमेंट, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट इज, तो ये आपका कंसेशन रेट जो उसको प्रोवाइड होने वाला है, ठीक है। एंड व्हेन गवर्नमेंट इज government has made up this credit guarantee fund trust for micro small and medium enterprises। देखो ये ना बेसिकली एक ट्रस्ट है, just to give assurance to the bank that we have money in case the people, if beneficiaries are not able to pay back। देखो because there is collateral free we are talking about, right? So bank may have the risk that what if they are not able to pay back, in that case what will happen, right? So in that case government has given them the surety with the credit guarantee fund trust for micro small and medium enterprises, ठीक है। and they have said that if they are not able to pay back, beneficiaries are not able to pay back, government will do so, ठीक है। participatory financial institution who can be can provide loan under the scheme, scheduled commercial banks, regional rural banks है, small financial bank, cooperative banks है, NBFCs है आपके, और micro small institutions है, ये हैं। lastly the important thing that you have to memorize in this is that no prepayment penalty after 6 months of loan disbursement। what is prepayment penalty? देखो whenever you take loan they make a proper chart that this loan will then run till this much months or years, right? and you would have to pay this much back, right? now of course government the banks get benefit from the interest that have been generated, right? because the interest that they take on the loan, right? you can understand because they are charging so much high interest, so they are getting good return for the money that they have provided you as a loan, right? so what happens if you do prepayment of all the money? in that case you have to give some penalty, right? but in this case because we are talking about such section of society which need upliftment, that is why in that case it's being said that if for example this is October, right? so this October it is there, and after that how will be 6 months? आपके 6 months होंगे आपके November, then you would have December, then you have January, then you have Feb, 1 2 3 4 5 6 आपका मार्च अप्रैल, आपका अप्रैल होगा 6 मंथ्स होगा, ठीक है. सो हियर व्हाट विल बी डन, इट्स बीइंग सेड दैट आपका 6 मंथ्स के बाद मीन्स टिल 6 मंथ्स यू हैव टू पे अकॉर्डिंगली वट एवर बी द चार्ट दैट हैज बीन मेड. बट आफ्टर दैट इफ यू एज अ विश्वकर्मा अंडर द स्कीम इफ यू वांट टू रीपे ऑल ऑफ द मनी बैक, ओके, इन दैट केस देयर विल बी नो पेनल्टी दैट विल बी देयर, ठीक है. तो आप पहले भी कर सकते हो, आपको कोई पेनल्टी नहीं लगेगी. दिस मीन्स नो प्री पेमेंट पेनल्टी आफ्टर 6 मंथ्स ऑफ लोन डिस्बर्समेंट, ठीक है. अब लास्टली कुछ की फीचर्स है. फॉर एग्जांपल दिस वी हैव ऑलरेडी अंडरस्टूड कि 18 ट्रेड्स हैं, रूरल और अर्बन एरियाज दोनों इसमें इंगेज्ड होंगे. ऑफ कोर्स दिस विल हेल्प टू एम्पावर द विमेन एंड ऑल्सो हु बिलोंग टू द मार्जिनलाइज सेक्शन, फॉर एग्जाम्पल SC ST OBC स्पेशली एबल्ड, सबको काम करेगा, ठीक है. बेसिक थिंग्स है ये. एंड ऑफ कोर्स इफ द गवर्नमेंट वुड हैव द इंफॉर्मेशन दैट दीज आर द विश्वकर्मास, इफ दे हैव ऑल द डेटा, they can also be aware of the different benefits of the different schemes that government have, of maybe of insurance, pension and health schemes, and they will be aware of that, and they will be they can avail the benefits under it, right. And apart from that, the aim is also like it's a key feature that whatever be the beneficiaries, to onboard them to the formalized MSME ecosystem. तो इससे वो सब होगा. So that was all about the scheme. It might be a little bit confusing, right. But if you go through it once or twice, it's very simple scheme to understand. This was the news and it's a homework for you all. Try to attempt that. And Shrestha was the topper of the last session who said the right answer. So that is all in this video. If you want me to cover any scheme, do let me know. And if you like the video, kindly tell that in the comment section. And thank you everybody. All the very best for examination and thank you.